everyone, welcome to the Artistic Box. We are in the studio today and we are so excited that you get to come with us today and learn how to paint a sign together. And before we get started, there's a few things you have to know. First of all, there is no pressure to have anything look great, okay? This is just a piece of wood. We're gonna paint on it today. We're gonna have fun. You can always fix any mistake you make, so do not worry, put no pressure on yourself. This is just for fun, okay? Just something you and your date can do together. So what we're gonna do, work on today, is we're gonna make a sign, okay? Like, it can be anything that you as a couple say to each other. It can be love you more, always together, better together, just you and me, anything. P.S. I love you. You can do your last name. You can just do your initials if you want to be really easy for painting letters. You can do whatever you want, okay? So my sign does not have to be what your sign is, all right? You can do the front and the back, okay? So this is gonna be a fun one because it's pretty easy. So what I want you to do is go ahead and grab your paint that came in your box, and you should see 3 colors. It's black, white, and brown. And we are going to open up all 3, and we're going to start with staining our wood. So, and I've already gotten paint on me. So if you are like me, you might be covered in paint. Maybe you're not and you'll get away with doing no paint. That'll be awesome. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna get our brush a little bit wet. So go ahead and take your paintbrush that came in your box, and you will need a cup of water. So get a cup of water, fill it up about that much to rinse off your brush in between colors. And then you're gonna need a paper towel, okay? Those are the only 2 things you'll need. Everything else is gonna be in your box. So grab your paintbrush, get your cup of water, if you already have one, dip it in your water, and you just wanna get your paintbrush a little wet. So then you're gonna just gently wipe it dry on a paper towel, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put paint on our palette, okay? So let's do our brown, a little bit of brown, and then we're gonna get some black. So rinse off your brush in between grabbing some of this paint, and then dry it off. Okay, I just kind of like roll it off, and then get some black. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm a messy artist. So I never walk away without lots of paint on me or my surroundings. All right, so then rinse off your brush really good. And you should have black and brown, okay, on your palette. So now that you have a little bit of black and a little bit of brown, you know that you can always come back and grab some more paint, okay? That's what this paint is for. I'm just gonna set mine to the side, okay? All right, so the first step is we are going to stain the background, okay? And how you stain is you wanna always have your brush wet, so have some water on it, and then you're just doing thin amounts of paint. So I am going to stain mine with some black and some brown. It'll kind of create like a dark brown looking color, okay? If you don't like the look of wood, you can actually do a reverse. You could just do white for your background, and then you can end up with black letters. So, or you can always do brown with white. So really you can just do whatever you want, okay? Since this is your picture and you are the artist. But right now, if you're following along with me, what I want you to do is get some water on your brush, and then we're gonna dip it in some brown and a little bit of black at the same time, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna paint side to side all across my whole entire board. Now, once you start, you're like, oh no, this is not going on very smooth. You just probably need to add some water. So just get a little bit more water on your brush, okay? And I think it looks a little too dark right now, so I'm just gonna get some more brown, and we're gonna lighten it up a little bit, okay? So you're just gonna wanna cover all of your board with black and brown. And the key about painting with wood and staining, you always wanna keep your brush wet, but you also, if you don't like a color, the minute you don't like it, you need to take your paper towel and just wipe it right off, okay? it should take most of the color off. So if you put something on there and you're like, oh, no, I do not like that, then just quickly grab your paper towel, no big deal, wipe that right off, and you can start fresh, okay? So I'm just going back and forth, okay? I'm not going up and down. You want to go with the grain, and since the grain of the wood goes this direction horizontally, you want to go horizontally, okay? So we're just going to go all the way, and I just keep on. I'm dipping my brush in water, a little bit of brown, a little bit of black, okay, until I really find that color that I like. So if something looks too dark, kind of like how right here, this looks a little too dark, I'm just going to put some water, just water, and I'm going to lighten it up a little bit, okay? Now I'm just going to dip my brush in some more brown, and I'm going to come over here, get some brown on there. I have a feeling that after you do this project and you're staining your own wood, you're just going to want to go like me, and you're going to want to stain everything in your house, because turns out all you need is acrylic paint. Now my husband may disagree, but I think you can use acrylic paint to stain anything. We even did the beams in our house with acrylic paint. That might be a little tricky. Okay, so you're just gonna stain your whole piece of wood, okay? And we're just going back and forth, all right? See, this is fun. There is no pressure. All those people that say they can't paint, they just need to try a project like this. This they can do. So keep on going back and forth. And you want to try to keep your brush strokes real straight. You don't want to like go up and down. You want to try to go back and forth real straight. Because what will happen is you'll be able to see your brush strokes if they're not straight when the wood dries. And we don't want to see that. We want it to be all real smooth. Okay, I'm going to need to get some more brown. So if you run out of paint, go over there to your paint and grab some more. And you want every bit of this piece of wood covered. So don't leave any wood exposed and showing. Okay. I'm just gonna keep on going across. So it's starting to look really good. I like the colors that are coming out of here. And I especially like all those knots. That kind of adds character to your sign. And we like character. Okay. So keep on adding your black and your brown until you have covered every section of your wood. All right, you may be a little faster or slower than me, and that's okay. If at any time you need to pause this video, just pause. Don't panic about keeping up with me. All right, so you're going back and forth. Okay, we're getting really close. It's starting to look like a really cool piece of wood. I would like these as my wood floors in my house. Don't worry, I will not attempt that. That I will leave for somebody else. Okay. So go back and stain every bit of your wood. Now, if you see kind of like a spot like that, kind of in the middle, where it looks like just a little bit is left undone, kind of go back over it with your brush and just trying to smudge in all that paint that's already there. I just take actually a little bit of water on my brush, and I just kind of go back and smudge in all that paint so it really soaks in and mixes together. All right. Okay, just a few more strokes. Okay, and almost finished, and then we'll have to look at it and see what we think. So remember, if you don't like it, if it looks too dark, just take your paper towel and wipe it off, okay? And then if you don't like it and it looks too light, then go back and add some more black to it, and it'll darken a lot, okay? You can change any part of this if you don't like it. You can always change something in a painting. All right, so let's go check this piece of wood out now that I'm pretty much done. Right here on the front. Oh, I love it. Looks so good. Now, if you want, and your plan is to hang this, what you need to do is you need to now go on the edges, all along the edges of your wood, and you need to do the same thing you just did to the front. Stain the whole entire side, okay? All the sides. And that way, whenever you stain it and you put it on your wall, that way it looks totally finished. You don't need to have a frame. You can just hang it up the way it is. So go ahead and all along your sides, you're just gonna wanna cover, okay? Cover all of that with paint. You'll do the top, the bottom, and both sides, okay? You definitely don't want to hang up something that looks unfinished. And I have a feeling that you are going to want to hang this up somewhere. This is going to be too cute for you not to, okay? So you want to hang this up somewhere. Let's see. Okay. So get both of your sides, all right, just like that, all along the top and all along the sides. You really want to just get every bit of wood covered. Okay. Okay. So now that every bit of your wood is covered, all right, now you have the top, the bottom, the sides. Now you can look at your piece of wood and you can decide, do I want that to be the bottom or do I want that to be the bottom? You can kind of switch your wood around, and do you want to do the words like going down this way or do you want to do the words going this way? You can kind of decide as you decide, decide as you go, okay? So let's see, I think I like that direction. So I'm gonna put my words right here in the center. So now you probably need to let your wood dry, all right? So you're gonna wanna maybe go get a drink and take a little break, okay? If you have champagne or sparkling cider or Coke or water, maybe take a drink break really quick, let your piece of wood dry really good, okay? Now I'm gonna continue on. So the next step will be, we're gonna do our words right in the center of this piece of wood. So right here, if you can see it, we'll do the words love you more, okay? And the key about letters and the words, whenever you're painting words, you never want them to completely touch. You always wanna leave a little bit of space between them so you can see the outline of the word. So you're gonna start here with love, and the you will be in the center, and then the more will be over here. And that's if you're doing what I'm doing. Remember, you can do whatever you want and change it. So I'm gonna get some white. So now, I need to make sure my brush is really clean. So make sure your brush, you've washed it off in the water, you've wiped it dry so you know there's no brown or black on there. Otherwise, your white will turn cream. You might like that, who knows? So if you don't like that and you want pure white, dip your brush in pure white, okay? Put some in your palette. Then rinse off really good so you don't have a lot of extra paint on there. And we are gonna go ahead and do all of our words right now, okay? Okay, now if you are like really particular, you may wanna get a pencil to write your words first, and that's okay, that's not cheating. That's just making sure they look perfect. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so if you're like me and you're just gonna go for it, then dip your brush in some white, and kind of imagine where the middle of your board is, okay, halfway down in the middle of your board, and you're just going to kind of sketch out the words, love you more. Now, I found that it's easier for you to just go ahead and paint the whole word than paint letter by letter. Your hand automatically wants to make your lines smooth. So if you want to start with love, you're just going to keep going with love, okay? So we'll start with love right here, and we'll just do, mine are cursive. That's a cursive L, okay? So, love. Okay, now you can barely see mine, and that's okay. I'm just gonna keep going though. So I wanna kind of gain momentum with my words. So love, and then you. Okay, now if you can notice, you can't really see mine, and that's all right. We're gonna go back over and fill it in. So right now, I'm just outlining the words, okay? In a minute, we'll go back in and make sure those letters look perfect. So love you, and you really want your words and your letters to be on the same line. Like if you had an imaginary line right here, they'd be about the same. So love you, and the very last word, more. Okay. And that last E. Okay, so looks pretty good. Okay, maybe if I was staring at it, I'd do a little bit better. That's okay. So now I want you to go back over your each letter. So now you're gonna get some more white on your brush, and you're just gonna go slowly over every letter. And you're gonna go back in and you're gonna fill it thick so you can really read what each letter says. Okay? You're just gonna fill it in as thick as you want. And you might even need 2 or 3 coats of white. And that's okay. Just do 1 coat. See how it looks. If you need to add another coat. Just remember, try not to make all of your letters, oh, I have hair. Try not to make all of your letters run together. You want to always leave some space in between them. Okay, so leave some space in between it, right there. And then that way all your letters, you can really see what they say. Okay. All right, these are looking really good. I'm gonna need some more white. I'm gonna get some more white on my palette. And you're just gonna fill all of your letters in, okay? And right now, it's the same thing. If you decided to go with a different word or do your initials, okay, or whatever phrase you wanted to use, you're still gonna do the same thing. You're gonna go back over it and you're gonna make it, keep going over it until you have it as white as you like it, okay? It might take 1 coat, it might take 2 or 3. You just kind of decide. One thing's for sure, mine's definitely gonna need 2 to 3 coats. But I am using white like crazy. Okay, so love you, and let's move on to a little more. Okay. And you're almost getting done. You've done really good. I hope you've had a lot of fun. There's just something kind of fun about painting together. Whether it ends up looking awesome or it doesn't, either way, it'll still be fun in the process. Okay, and we are pretty much done. I need to probably go over my letters a few more times to make sure that they're really covered and smooth. Okay, but overall, I love it. Oh, I lost the middle of my E somehow. If that happens to you, when this dries, just get a toothpick and kind of move that paint. Sometimes that happens. I just kind of lose the middle of a word. Okay, so now that we're finished with this, I hope you've had so much fun. And if you want to try any of our other date night boxes, we have more. You just need to go to www.theartisticbox.com. And we have watercolor, we have palette knife, abstract palette knife. We have a lot of different ones. So I hope you've had fun and hang your sign somewhere. Thank you so much.